The left-hander gets the Chinese cut there, down the fine leg. They'll just get the single for it. Stubbington will probably be disappointed that he didn't manage to get a glove on that. Completes the third over, 22 runs, no wickets. Mohammed Wasim now on 16 off 10 balls, and Saad Shafiq 5 off 6 balls. The Gary Curzon Foundation is the recipient of all the funds being raised from this charity game here today. You can go to lastmanstands.com/donate to donate to the charity. It's a wide ball there, a bit of loose bowling here from Team McKenzie. Raza Mahmood back on to bowl his second over. On his legs, and now just go down to down a long on there from Wasim. 18 off 12 balls he moves on to. The Gary Curzon Foundation is a great charity. Gary Curzon obviously a test legend for South Africa.
Top ball.
Good ball, just defended back to the bowler there.
Ball, good line and length that.
Bouncer there, and that's going to be called a wide, and they've run through for one, and the second wide in the over, so that one's going to be worth 4. A disappointing delivery there from Mahmood. Not quite finding his consistency here.
He's got some wheels. The gas was back into that one.
Mahmood onto the legs of Wasim. Puts it out to long on. They'll just get 1 run there. So the Gary Curzon Foundation focuses on creating sporting ecosystems and healthy alternatives for township communities here in South Africa. Some ball there, just gets the edge. Down to third man, Usman Hussain comes round. Back in.
It's the end of the fourth over.
Fourth over, 29 for none. So a lot of the focus of the Gary Curzon Foundation is to increase the number of black African cricketers in South Africa and developing sporting talent in the impoverished and underprivileged township communities here in the country, which unfortunately there are far too many areas of that kind in South Africa. Ball goes through Stubbington there. They'll fly down to the boundary. The Hampshire keeper will be disappointed with that. Apologises to the bowler there.
Yep, as you do.
I believe he'll be keeping to you on Tuesday, Ross.
Yes, so our tournament gets underway on Tuesday at Rondebosch, Boys High, and then we play Wednesday and Thursday. We'll play Wednesday at Camps Bay.
Oh no, I really don't want
to.
When do you go to the main entrance?
The Car Corner
Where's
Cup.
the main entrance? Okay, well, we'll go.
Which we will definitely be favourites for that.
Oh, I just think so. Amount of experience in the side. Almost barely worth playing.
Thanks for your kind words, Rob.
It's the 5th over here. Saying good straight ball there. It's going to go down to long on. They'll look to come back for 2 here, but it's gone
4 runs.
Right between mid-wicket and long on there to the short boundary of mid-wicket that they'll be looking to target in these first 10 overs. So if you want to join Last Man Stands, the new way to play cricket. It's a good shot down there. It's a long off, but carried all the way and then just put down. Hit that well. Too much power. Goes through, lack of backing up. Gives them an extra run. So lastmanstands.com/join. If you want to join this great new format, 2-hour games, 8 aside, mates cricket. It's taken world cricket by storm. Over 130,000 players now playing globally. Shot there,
everything's, just to elaborate on what you're talking about, everything's really simple. Everything's organized for you. It's just a matter of us putting in a team. If you're looking to join a team, or if you register your own team, we can enter you into one of the leagues of your choice. Everything's done for you. Just turn up on the day. The fixtures are done. The umpires are sorted out. The fields are booked. And we've got the great global stat system, which all players love.
Absolutely. So all of these players will have global rankings. So here we have Mohammad Wasim on 19 not out off 13 balls, and Saad Shafiq 17 off 14 balls. It goes through the keeper again there. Buys. Subbington will be disappointed with those.
I think McKenzie's going to have to have a stern word with his bowlers.
Absolutely, he's got his arms folded out there. He's not looking too happy with things. There's been a lot of runs gifted so far. Move on to 45 off 5.1 overs. Just nudged off his legs there, down a fine leg. That's Clint De Bruyne down there. He just fielded the ball. True LMS legend, playing his 1,000th game of Last Man Stands today. Over 900 wickets and 22,000 runs.
Amazing effort.
You would have only scored about 22 runs yourself, wouldn't you, Ross? Left-hander goes big there. That's up over cover. Has it got enough on it?
4
Beats
runs.
the cover fielder.
Great shot that. Got inside it. Over extra cover.
Wasim moves on to 23 with that shot.
So where does Wasim apply his LMS trade, Rob?
Good question there, Ross. Let's consider that for a moment and then come back to you.
Okay.
Just as we watch the replay. It brings up 50 as well. So a steady start here. It's been a fair amount of loose bowling though that's helped them off to this start, I'd say, Ross. Not a lot of boundaries, but a lot of wides and byes.
Yep. Hopefully it's not the difference between...
Another decent cover shot. That's right
Great
down.
shot. Great catch.
Cover.
Sorry.
Steady catch there in the deep. So that's the end of Mohammad Wasim. Falls for 27 off 16 balls, 2 boundaries in that, strike rate of 180. Decent little knock to get his side going there. Run rate of 9.3 so far, so Team McKenzie really needed that wicket. Caught by Hussain, bowled by Raza Mahmood. Good innings there. So Raza Mahmood ends his 3rd over. 3 overs. He's pulled back this over nicely now.
Oh,
What's happened there?
bounced him.
Interesting variation there. I'll just get the single off it though. So in the end, after an untidy start, there was a very useful over there from Neil McKenzie. Just 5 runs off it. As we were saying before, the Gary Kirsten Foundation is the recipient of all the funds being raised from this game today. Helps by providing facilities and coaches into impoverished and underprivileged regions of South Africa, in the townships especially.
Well bowled. Good cricket shot.
Kashif Hussain keeping it tight here. Good figures so far in his 3rd over. Decent start here by Team Langvelt, but they are hitting with the wind and the short boundary to the leg side. And it'll just be the single down a fine leg. What do you say the main hitting zones are in last man stands from your experience, Ross?
Definitely car corner, I'd say. Great shot.
Good cover drive there, but he's hit it too well. But misfield out there in the deep should let them come back for two, but it doesn't. It's batsman not.
Poor running that. Always taught as a youngster to run the first one hard. If there's a misfield, the option of two is on the table.
Absolutely. See why King Edward's produced such great cricketers like yourself, Ross. So here we are, the charity game of the 2017 World Champs in South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, at Western Province Cricket Club. This game, Team Langvelt being captained by Charles Langvelt and Neil McKenzie for the opposition. It's now the 5th World Championships for last man stands. Big shot there, over leg side, really got hold of that.
Wow, that's massive.
So Saad Shafiq getting going now. That was his 20th ball and he moves on to 28 with the first 6 that we've seen today.
In this game.
In this game, that's true. First 6 I've seen today, Ross.
What games have you been watching?
I've just been out the back.
Oh,
Bowling there, nice full ball. Raza Mahmood in his 4th over, his last over. Excellent bowling there, a little bit of movement. Great comeback after being hit for 6 the previous ball. Excellent bowling there.
Gets his man, he wins the battle.
So second wicket falls, 74 runs after 8.2 overs. Mahmood with both wickets so far. So Saad Shafiq, 28 off 21 balls, strike rate of 133 there. Decent opening knock here from both the opening partners, 27 and 28 from each of them. Who do we have now? So if you want to join Last Man Stands, as you'll see on your screen, lastmanstands.com/join. There's leagues being played globally, midweek evening leagues, Sunday leagues, Saturday leagues. Last Man Stands being played now in 19 countries. Mahmood, it's 12. Tries another full one. Ends up being a bit of a gift there. Full toss. Down a former South African international, Neil McKenzie, out there in the shade at long on. This is actually, we should have picked up on this, Ross. This is Charles Langvelt that just came into bat there, so international trial, that's gone down to third man, but the big man, Usman Hussain, couldn't quite get in there. Not as athletic that fielding as when we saw him before. So now Langvelt
on strike.
On strike. Former South African international. I'd imagine he could have a bit of a biff, couldn't he, Ross?
Yep.
Oh, he's gone hard, but it's gone high there.
Looks like you're trying to give Neil catching practice.
Absolutely. Bit lucky there, Charles Langvelt. Captain of his team. Coming out at number 4. So now the next over.
We've got Neil McKenzie bowling to Charles Langvelt. What a contest.
This is what the crowd had come to see. One international to another. Neil McKenzie, a tight first over, apart from his first delivery. Just went for 5 runs.
These are sort of things that they'll tell their grandkids about.
Absolutely. Playing in the charity game of the 2017 World Championships.
No.
Good ball. Went at it hard there, Charles Langvelt.
Well bowled, Neil McKenzie.
Excellent bowling. Showing his class here, McKenzie. Langvelt not looking too happy with the umpiring decision.
Oh.
That's a bit of variation gone wrong there by McKenzie. Way outside off stump. Picked up by Stubbington behind the stumps. Hampshire connection bowling and keeping it. Langvelt goes big but doesn't get hold of it. Bit of pressure on him. Now the big man, 3 off 6 balls so far, which isn't much chop in anyone's book in last man stands, Ross. I think he's feeling the pressure here.
I think so, he's looking to go big.
Definitely looking to go big there, trying to target the short boundary, but McKenzie
Just
getting away with it here.
Just one run off this over so far.
It's excellent bowling.
I've got a feeling this could be a wicket.
McKenzie comes in, last ball of the over. Langvelt charges, doesn't quite get hold of it. Oh, Stubbington almost gets the run out or stumping there.
Well bowled. Excellent
over there from Neil McKenzie, just 1 run off it. 2 overs for just 6 runs now from the former South African Test batsman. You say until recently he was the South Africa Test batting coach as well, Ross.
Yes, so he was.
I believe that Langvelt was also the bowling coach, wasn't he?
So the recent change in the coach, Otis Gibson, has come in and made some changes. Not that I agree with him, but
frees them up to play in the last man stands charity game though, which is obviously the more important aspect.
Of course it is.
Supporting a great cause here today, the Gary Kirsten Foundation. If we look at the scorecard, it was a solid start from both openers. Mohammed Wazeem with 27 off 16 balls. Saad Shafiq had just got going, having hit a 6 before he got bowled by Mahmood. Razan Mahmood with both of the wickets so far. 4 overs, 2 for 34, his return. Kashif Hussain, 3 overs, none for 17. The big man, Usman Hussain, 1 over, none for 12. And we've seen a couple of good overs from Neil McKenzie, 2 overs, none for 6. So at the halfway point, 10 overs is when teams switch ends in last man stands. They'll now be hitting with the big boundary to the leg side.
We've got Clint De Bruyne, he's coming to bowl.
Clint De Bruyne is about to bowl. So this is true LMS legend, Clint De Bruyne. His 1000th game of last man stands. Pretty straight one first up and good athleticism from Stubbington there. Clint De Bruyne, over 22,000 last man stands runs and 901 wickets. Fantastic stats. Comes in for his second ball in this charity game. Gone pretty big there.
It's coming towards us. Just to the roof.
I have no idea where that was going, Ross. That could have been messy.
I know. Fantastic strike there.
So Charles Langeveld takes the pressure off himself here. Former South African Test bowler going big there against Clint De Bruyne, showing his class. That was a huge hit. De Bruyne under a bit of pressure now, the South African international. Excellent comeback and good keeping there from Stubbington. Good comeback there from Clint De Bruyne, showing all of his LMS experience. It's gone big there again.
Great shot.
So Langeveld getting going now. He's found his eye after a slow start. He moves on to 15 off 11 balls now. Clint De Bruyne will be feeling the pressure now in his 1000th game of last man stands. Just take another look at that. Great slog sweep shot there. Over backwards square leg. In this charity game, if you wish to donate to the Gary Kirsten Foundation, please visit lastmanstands.com/donate and help those with less chance to access sport. De Bruyne comes in and that's another big hit there from Charles Langeveld. Has it got enough on it? It just has. Here's deep square leg. Good batting there from Langeveld, taking it to the bowler. So that's the end of the 11th over. Clint De Bruyne under a bit of pressure there, having been dispatched for 3 sixes. The first over is 1,000th game of last man stands. Almost got the wicket there, the big wicket of former South African bowler Langvelt, who now moves on to 21 off 12 balls. He really needed those 3 sixes, Ross, didn't he?
He did. I think he was just getting his eye in. Now he's making it look very easy, clearing the boundaries with ease.
So now we have Atik Bhatti coming on to bowl for his first bowl of the day. Just moving the field around to deep point. Bhatti comes in, outside off, gets away with it. Must have been pretty borderline there. Good keeping there from Stubbington. So it's only 8 aside last man stand, so just 6 fielders in addition to the bowler and the keeper. Good cover drive there. Beats deep point. Zain Sahel moves on to 15 with that good shot there. It's too much flight. Turned into a bit of a rancid full toss there.
Yep. Most leg spinners are always going to offer you the odd bad ball. Just be patient. See Charles Langvelt getting in the umpire's ear. Probably having a chat to him about.
Oh, Bonga there, and that's a big hit. He's taking full advantage. Oh, sends the crowd all flying down there in the deep.
A great shot, that.
Zain Sahel getting going now. Another full bunger here from the leg spinner Bhatti, who will be under a bit of pressure now. 2 full tosses, both dispatched. 10 runs off those 2 balls. Just out of deep cover there, just for the single. Good fielding from Neil McKenzie, the former South African Test batsman.
He's moving like a gazelle in the outfield, he is.
So Bhatti comes on. It's gone fairly big as well, but mid-wicket's coming round. Coming back for 2, this is going to be tight. Good low throw, but excellent running there by Zain Sahel. So Charles Langvelt moves on to 23 off 13 balls now. He's going very well here. And here we go. Wayne Grieve, the founder of Last Man Stands cricket.
This could be an interesting over.
Seen Wayne sometimes get the yips in these situations, Ross. He's a quality cricketer.
Yep.
Sometimes can't really get his lines right.
He used to be an off spinner at school, and then decided that he didn't know where it was landing, so he decided to stop bowling seam up.
First one comes out all right there from Grieve. Down to mid-wicket, they're going to come back for the second. This could be tight. It's a bit of a slow pick up there by deep mid-wicket. So Wayne Grieve founded Last Man Stands in London in 2005, 12 years ago now.
Yep, he did.
Good full ball there from Grieve. Just out to long off, just for the single. Started it with 24 sides in London, and now it's across 19 countries globally. There's 7,000 teams, so quite some competition that he started there. 2005 in the world rankings. He's got a bowling average of just under 30, almost 100 wickets, 96 wickets, and a decent economy rate of 6.46. Anything below 7 as an economy rate in Last Man Stands is generally very admirable. Good ball there.
It's quite ironic that his world ranking is 2005, when he had the idea in 2005.
That is ironic, Ross.
Well, he actually had the idea in 2004, and we started the leagues in 2005.
On the legs there, and that goes out to deep mid-wicket. They're going to come back for 2 here, good fielding. So they've got the deep boundary to the leg side now, so they'll be looking to target more the offside, which is a short boundary. When Last Man Stands cricket, you bowl 10 overs from each end, so they won't switch ends until the end of the game. That's Luke Stubbington behind the stumps from Hampshire in England. It's a good ball there from Grieve. Nice bit of movement. Stubbington takes it. That must have been a fine nick there, Ross. I didn't hear any sound there. Grieve didn't really go up for it quickly, but Stubbington obviously liked it.
Wow.
You go after his early difficulties behind the stump. Stubbington's going to come right the last few overs. He's
I think he's
some good keeping.
Maybe he's sobered up from last night.
Absolutely, we did see Luke Stubbington last night. Oh, Grieve liked it, but not much of an appeal. Lucky in a way that the umpire gave that out with such a muted appeal from Wayne Grieve.
I know.
So, Zain Sahel goes for a decent 28 off 20. It just started going well. Leaves his skipper out there, Shoal Langvelt, so we've still got the international out there batting. Now, Eugenio Menzies comes into bat. This is another almost last man stands legend.
Yep.
Last man stands legend entails playing over 500 games, taking 500 wickets, or scoring over 12,000 runs. Eugenio just misses out on all three.
He's a good man.
He's a good man, more renowned for his activities off the field and in the bar than his ability on the cricket field, would you say, Ross?
Yes. He was telling me earlier in the commentary about his...
It's a good shot there, down a fine leg. Really got hold of that full bunger from Usman Hussain. He'll be disappointed with that. Langeveld just gets him down there to move on. It gets down a fine leg to move on 27 off 14 balls. Sorry, Ross.
He was telling me about his team and their post-game fines meetings, that they're pretty strict. It's a military operation they run, or he runs.
Absolutely. I have unfortunately experienced a couple of Eugenio's fines meetings following games.
Yep.
Not normally the most pleasant experience.
I'll disagree. I've been a couple of those too, and they're always good fun to have a couple of beers after the game. For us finely tuned athletes.
I guess the not so pleasant experience is more the next morning.
Yeah, exactly.
So Langeveld on strike now. South African former international, helping out raise funds for the Gary Kirsten Foundation in this game. Hussain with a better ball there, just out of backward point. He needed that, having gone for 16 off his first 6 deliveries. It was important that he just got a single there just to settle. Bring on the new striker, so Eugenio Menzies with the red pads. One portly bowler to a portly batsman. That's what last man stands cricket is all about, Ross. Oh, Eugenio Menzies goes first ball.
First ball. So
Lovely ball there from Hussain. He's obviously found his rhythm there and a bit of confidence, and that was a very good ball. Eugenio looking to go hard first up. Swing across the line. Let's just take a look at this replay, Ross. Beautiful length. Eugenio played all around it. And he'll be disappointed with that. He's a good man, very competitive cricketer. A little dance there from Eugenio, which sadly did not appear on our cameras, but suffice to say it was a good dance.
Entertaining the crowd with his duck waddle.
Duck waddle, absolutely. So lastmanstands.com/donate if you are able to donate to the Gary Kirsten Foundation and help underprivileged kids access sport. Usman Hussain picks up his first wicket of the day. This is a good comeback from him here. Having gone for 16 runs off his first 6 deliveries, he's responded his last 2 balls with just a single and clean bowling. Eugenio Menzies and Adris Azam comes in, another left-handed batsman, which his team will be happy about because it means that he can target the short leg side boundary now. First ball, nice shot down a backward point. Well picked up there by Wayne Grieve. 2 balls left in this over, just 5 ball overs in last man stands cricket.
What's your favourite rule in LMS, Rob?
I'd say the home run rule. So the last ball of the 20th over. I'll just watch this ball here from Hussein. Last ball in his over. Good full ball. The big man can't quite get down to it, and there's no long on. He managed to come round. Ball slows up, but good quick running out there. So the home run rule: if you hit the last ball of the innings for 6, it's worth 12 runs as a home run. If you hit it for 4, it's still worth 4. So it's a huge incentive for all batsmen to really go hard at the last ball of the innings. I just love that rule because it makes so many games that much closer. You can go into the last over, and as long as you know that you're needing under 20 off the last over, then you know that you've got a good chance of it going down to the last ball. What about yourself, Ross?
Then I would agree with you. I also really like the double play rule. I've seen a lot of confusion with it. I've seen a lot of unhappy batsmen getting out to it, not knowing the rules. But also it changes games.
It does do that, that's for sure. This is Wayne Grieve coming on for his second over here, the founder of Last Man Stands Cricket. The double play rule is, as you say, a great rule. It can really change games that are going against you. So Grieve comes in for his second delivery. Good straight ball there. Just bunted down past the bowler. He'll get 2, but slow fielding out there in the deep. Not much support for the bowler there. So if you get caught, you can get run out on the same ball. It does make it very exciting. The batting side can actually goes hard there, goes deep to poor fielding there at long off. Grieve will be disappointed with that as that goes through for 4. So the batting side can actually steal 2 extras on a catch. So what will happen is, like with that one, ball could go up in the air. The non-striking batsman can try and run 2, and even if there's a catch, out there to the deep, just a single off it. Even if there's a catch, you can steal 2 runs, which is why the fielder can throw the ball back into the bowler's end and try and run out the non-striker, which is how 2 wickets can happen in the same delivery. Grieve comes on, 4th ball in the over. That was quite far outside off stump. Gets away with it with the angle. Actually, that was the end of the over. I apologise.
It's 15 overs. Completes 132 for 4.
132 for 4. It's a pretty tidy total so far. They'll be quite happy with that, Ross, wouldn't you say?
I think so. I think they're going to put their foot on the pedal now.
So if we have a look at the bowling figures here, Kashif Hussain with very tight figures there. 3 overs and on for 17. Neil McKenzie, the captain of Team McKenzie here today, former South African international. 2 overs and on for 6. Usman Hussain coming back well in his last over after a nasty start, but then a good ball to clean bowl Eugenio Menzies.
That's a great shot.
Comes back on, it's full banger, and that's big. Goes right into the pavilion. Towards the pool there.
That is massive. Great shot.
Langvelt really getting going now. Took a few balls to get his eye in, and he's really going hard now. 43 off 20 balls. So 138 runs now. It's a great innings here from Charles Langvelt. Just when his team needed him. So this is a charity game here today, but it's very keenly contested. That's another big hit there, but it's probably just going to get 1 for it, but they won't look to come back for 2. Out to deep mid-wicket. So the TFC team, who won the race to Cape Town prize, split 4 players between each of the 2 sides, so there'll be a lot of rivalry between those players. That's enhanced by several other good players on each side. Good keeping there again from Stubbington. He really does look like he's recovered from his exertions last night. Tough first 10 overs for him with the gloves, but he's really responded well this second 10. Andrew Sazam on strike. Get that one down towards fine leg, and there's no fielder there, so that rolls away for 4. It's an important boundary for Azam. His 5th ball moves him on to 6 runs, takes a bit of the pressure off him. Got hold of that well. You said that was a chance there for Stubbington?
It'd be a harsh to...
I think in last man stands cricket, with the lack of slips, you get used to being quite athletic as a keeper, so
Yeah.
I'd personally put that down as a potentially missed opportunity, but hopefully not too costly there. Another short ball, pull shot, gets hold of it, dog in the deep. Doesn't look like it wants to field that one. They'll just come back for 2 there.
So 16 overs bowled.
She was called leg buys, the one behind the stumps there, so we'll let Luke Stubbington off for that one.
145 for 4 after 16 overs. 20 balls to go.
5 ball overs in last man stands, so just 4 overs to go. If you wish to donate to the Gary Kirsten Foundation, lastmanstands.com/donate. That's what this game's all about, raising funds to help those who aren't as lucky as all of us access sport. So Langvelt there moves on to 48 now, Ross. 48 off 22 balls. This really is a great innings. After took a few balls to get his eye in, and then he's really gone hard. 3 boundaries,
I think
4
he
sixes.
He thought he had his 50 there.
Doesn't look like he wants to run much here, Langveld. He just deals in boundaries and 6s. So big Charles Langveld, captain of this team today. Now on 48, not out. Can he get his 50? Goes hard at that, and that's beautiful shot. Behind point. Beats the fielder, moves him on to 52, which means that he'll retire now. So he can come back into bat if they lose another 3 wickets. Excellent knock there from the skipper.
Well batted, Charles Langveld.
52 off 23 balls for the former South African fast bowler. See the shot that took him to 50 here. Reached hard for it, way outside off stump, but knew that there was a gap there. Looks happy with that. Wayne Grieve, the bowler, acknowledges. But that was a great dig there from Langveld. Excellent work. Because 52 off 23 balls, strike rate of 226. Well played, Charles Langveld. No problem. Just temporarily lost my co-commentator. He's back. My coughing fit. So the new batsman in now. Saher Shah. So 3.3 overs to go, 5 ball overs in last man stands. So what can Saher Shah do here? Another left-hander, so he'll be targeting that leg side, but that one's wide outside off. Wayne Grieve will be disappointed with that, but that'll be the areas that he's trying to go for.
Oh, it's a great shot.
Good shot there, clever. Just guides it away, down past third man. Excellent shot there from Saher Shah. Second ball moves him on to 5 runs. Wayne Grieve. South African, but now living in the UK, as unfortunately so many do now.
It is the case.
And Grieve comes in for the 4th ball of his over. Come back for 2 there. Backward point big. Usman Hussain can't get that in to prevent. Can't get it in quick enough to prevent the 2. So 1 ball left in the over here. from Wayne Grieve. 2.4 overs, 1 for 29 so far. He'll be looking for a dot ball or a wicket here just to tidy up those figures slightly. So Shah, Scott going well, 7 off 3. Straight ball. Grieve can't quite get down to it. Long on comes in and it'll just be a single. So end of third over for Wayne Grieve. 3 overs, 1 for 30. So Ross, talk me through the reasons why there's so many South African cricketers over in the UK.
I think a lot of it's to do with financial reasons. It's obviously well documented in South Africa with the selection policies that are enforced on provincial teams and the international team. So I think that's the reason.
So here we have Clint De Bruyne coming on to bowl, South African from Johannesburg. True LMS legend De Bruyne, playing in his 1000th game of last man stands cricket today. It's Luke Stubbington behind the stumps and Saher Shah on strike. So De Bruyne over 900 wickets in last man stands, looking to snaffle another one here. 3 overs to go in this charity game. De Bruyne comes in, good straight ball, but Shah goes hard, but they'll go out to deep mid wicket just for a single there.
McKenzie rolls it in, back to the bowler.
Let's have a look at these stats from Clint De Bruyne. They're marvellous stats here. 2,868 last man stands overs bowled and 901 wickets. Unbelievable stuff. Good bowling there from De Bruyne. Batsman Idris Azam just bunts it back to the bowler. Bowling average of 20, an economy just a tick over 6, which is brilliant for last man stands. Best figures, 5 wickets for 1 run.
Fantastic effort that.
Excellent bowling, a lot of experience. He varies a lot of his deliveries all the time. That's how he gets a lot of his wickets. Variation's so important in 2020 cricket.
Oh.
There we go, and another wicket. 902 wickets now for Clint De Bruyne, edging closer to that 1,000 wicket mark. Goes with 22,500 runs with the bat. Excellent stuff, showing his experience there. Nice full ball, little bit of movement. Let's just have another look at this here. This would be the kind of delivery that De Bruyne's got so many of his wickets with. Batsman looking to slog to leg, a little bit of movement in, nice full ball. Just another victim for a true LMS legend. Well bowled, Clint De Bruyne. That ends Saher Shah's brief cameo, which was looking rather promising. 9 off 6 balls. Muted celebration from De Bruyne. I guess if you've already got 900 wickets, you don't have to celebrate that too hard. I would certainly be celebrating rather differently if I'd done that.
I would agree with you, Rob.
Just looking at Team Langvelt on the sidelines. Charles Langvelt back in the shed. This charity game, once again, lastmanstands.com/donate. If you wish to join. Good keeping there from Stubbington, the wide down the leg side. This is Kashif Hussain batting. Kashif Hussain Senior. Junior is playing on the other side. Looks like a big man that could pack a bit of a hit. De Bruyne comes in. Nice full ball.
Oh, there would have been a run out there for sure.
Absolutely, there's a bit of slack running out there, just a single. So De Bruyne comes on to bowl his last delivery here. The last delivery was just bowled. So De Bruyne finishes his second over there. Another wicket for the LMS legend, 1 for 22 off 2 overs. So Kashif Hussain, 18 innings with the bat, a TFC player. Average of 9 with the bat. Would that be higher or lower than yours, Ross?
My stats are pretty average. I think I average about 25.
25. You're happy with 25 in 2020 cricket, aren't you?
Yep.
So there's 2 overs left to go in this game. So the big man Hussain on strike.
Hold it. Oh.
Bowler not taking anyone's advice to take it easy there. Lucky that throw was backed up. So Kashif Hussain moves on to 2 off 2 balls. So Atik Bhatti coming on for his third over here, and that's the leg side. That could be a chance there. He comes in, and that's excellent catch there from Wayne Grieve.
Great catch, Wayne Grieve.
Wayne Grieve is a good cricketer, the founder of Last Man Stands Cricket. That was an excellent catch.
All the experience in the world.
Idris Azam would have thought he had got away with it there. Didn't quite get hold of the ball from Bhatti.
Was that a reverse warthog?
It's a reverse warthog.
Reverse sweep.
Oh, you would call it a reverse warthog.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Let's have a look at that again here, Ross. It's a bit shorter, went for the pull shot.
No, he's left-handed, so.
Didn't quite get hold of it. Grieve takes it, bundles out, and somehow manages to keep hold of it. He'll be happy with that. He wouldn't have wanted all the sledging. That would have gone with a drop catch there. Very lucky with how that came out, but that was still very good reactions from him to keep his eye on the ball. All young cricketers should make sure that if you ever start dropping the ball, just keep your eye on the ball, Ross.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I shouldn't talk to you about catching.
Safe. My hands are safe as houses,
I
mate.
seem to remember an attempted catch from you at Lord's back in the 2013 World Championships, though, Ross. I've seen a few clips of that.
Yeah, so I took a couple of good catches, then I dropped a sitter. So that was my claim to fame at Lord's.
Third ball in the over, and that's a great shot
Great
down the
shot.
ground.
Jeez.
Massive shot there.
Oh,
Big shot into the nets there, into the southern end at Western Province Cricket Club, under the shadow of Table Mountain. A beautiful venue here. Let's have another look at that shot.
so one of the rules,
Beautiful.
as we discussed earlier, is you retire at 50. So that means Scholl has retired and now he's back.
Langvelt goes straight into the big man. Very good shot there from Langvelt, the previous one. So he's now on 58 off 25 balls with that. So Langvelt could have a chance at the home run here. Captain of this team today.
Shot.
Another good
shot.
shot there. So Langvelt really getting going now. The former South African international, 64 now he moves on to. Atik Bhatti taking a bit of a beating here. So that's the end of the third over from Bhatti. 3 overs, 1 for 34. And that's the 6th maximum for Charles Langeveld.
He's got Neil to bowl the last over.
So Neil McKenzie, another former South African international, captain of Team McKenzie here today. Great supporter of charity projects and of Last Man Stands in general. Coming on to bowl the last over, he's had by far the tightest figures of all the bowlers here today. Well, in this match.
Yep.
Probably here today so far, I would say. 2 overs, none for 6. Let's see if he can keep it tight here. So he's got Kashif Hussain on strike, who I dare say would be wanting to get off strike. Full ball outside off stump, beats the fielder who's in. Won't run all the way though, so he'll come back for 2.
Keeps the big man on strike.
Hussain stays on strike with that, so he moves on to 4 off 4 balls. Neil McKenzie into bowl again. Good shot there, but just the one to mid-off. This is what the crowd's come here to see. Scholl Langeveld bowling to Neil McKenzie.
Okay.
Last 3 balls of the innings.
My money, this is going out the park.
McKenzie bowling round the wicket to Langeveld. He did have some luck against him early though. Scholl took a while to get going against McKenzie's bowling.
I think he's just been kind to him, but there we go.
Full dunger down the ground. It's a long on. It's just going to be the single.
That's a no ball, so that's a free hit.
It's a free hit here above waist height, that ball, so no ball. If you wish to join Last Man Stands Cricket, lastmanstands.com/join. This league's being played globally. McKenzie comes into bowl. Short ball there. Out deep from Kashif
6
Hussain.
runs.
Brilliant shot there. Manages to clear the deep square leg fielder.
Trying the bouncer.
Oh, here we go. Kashif Hussain moves on to 11 off 6, so maybe we didn't need to see Langvelt for the home run opportunity. So this is the last ball of the last over.
There was a no ball. So.
Yeah, that was a no ball, you're right there, Ross. One ball to go. So they'll come back for 2. So Kashif Hussain will be on strike unless Langvelt can come back, which he can. They're going in. No, bit of confusion. Hussain stays on strike for the last delivery of this innings. Move on to 191. So if they hit the home run here, if they hit 6, it's worth 12. Kashif Hussain can't quite get hold of it, just bunts it down the mid-on. He's not going to be looking for a second. Finishes up the innings on 192 there. 192 runs for 6 wickets.
Big score there.
Very big score. Led expertly by Charles Langeveld, who walks off, the captain of the team. 66 off 27 balls, 244 strike rate, 6 sixes. Very good innings there, and ably supported by Kashif Hussain Sr. 14 off 8 balls from the big man. It's a good dig. Well played, Charles Langeveld. lastmanstands.com/donate. Please help us out by supporting the Gary Kirsten Foundation and helping underprivileged kids access sport. So Ross, what do you think of that? 192, like well above par? You were saying 140 to 160 was par before the innings.
Really big score. I think Team McKenzie got some class in Clint De Bruyne, Neil McKenzie, Wayne Grieve, a couple of the TFC boys, and Luke Stubbington. So I think if they all get in, could be a great run chase.
Well, Neil McKenzie had a big innings yesterday, so we'll be back in 5 minutes to see the second innings of the run chase. If you just have a quick look at the scorecard here, good start by the top 3, 27, 28, 28. Then Charles Langeveld as the captain came in a massive 66 off 27 balls there. Brilliant innings with 6 maximums in there. Then good support at the end from Kashif Hussain Sr. with 14 off 8 balls at the end. Led to a total of 192. With the ball, the pick of the bowlers, economy-wise, Kashif Hussain Jr. 3 overs, none for 17. 2 wickets from Raza Mahmood early. Clint De Bruyne playing his 1000th game of last man stands picked up a wicket, as did Atiq Bhatti and Wayne Grieve. 192, so 193 is the target. We'll be back shortly for the resumption.
Make sure it happens. I'll see you. Cheers,
वो तो मैं शुरू में आकर ड्रामा पाएंगे अच्छा सारे ग्रुप के शुरू होंगे
हाँ यार सारी कैमरे का बात करते हैं वेट कर लो कैमरा इज इट ऑन not now hello camera
अच्छा जो तुमने करना तो
जो पता चलेगा बात चलेगा हाँ बस यही कर रहे हैं
Where's goals? आ जाओ
And so there's no defensive shot. If it's outside off stump, you're driving it. It shouldn't be no force.
Welcome back to Western Province Cricket Club here in Cape Town, South Africa, under the shadow of the spectacular Table Mountain. This is truly one of the great spots in the world to play cricket, and you've joined us for the halfway point of the charity match between Team Langvelt and Team McKenzie. This charity match is helping raise funds for the Gary Kirsten Foundation, which helps provide sporting facilities and get more black African kids from townships involved in sport. And that's Table Mountain that we can see in the background, and I'm now joined in the commentary box by true LMS legend Phil Callahan, who's a Kiwi that's played most of his last man stands cricket in Wellington and Melbourne. Welcome, Phil.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Oh my goodness! Now I think I personally have played about almost 300 games, but I've never seen a more beautiful place to play last man stands. And this is pretty exciting to see people really going for it and chasing 192. I think we're going to see some fireworks this afternoon.
As you say, it's such a beautiful location. Newlands Test Ground, which is reputed as one of the most beautiful grounds in the world to watch cricket at, is literally a stone's throw from where we are now. Spectacular location. In the second innings here, we have Team McKenzie going out to chase 193 to win against Team Langvelt. Charles Langvelt and Neil McKenzie, two former South African internationals captaining the teams today. So what do you think there, Phil? 192? Would you be happy with that if you were out there?
Yeah, well, we've seen throughout the tournament that about 150 seems to be a pretty par score. So 192 is a good score out there, but they're really going to go for it. I know I'm personally looking forward to Langvelt versus McKenzie. I think when that happens, we'd like to see Langvelt sort of blast from the past. Maybe how fast do you think he might be able to bowl today to McKenzie? I want to see him really rip it. But
well, it's gonna be an interesting run race. He is restricted by the 12-metre run up, though.
Of course. But I think the skills, even though I think he's 42 years old, I saw a little bit of him bowling yesterday, and he can still rip it through, even off the shortened last man stands rule of 12 steps. Pretty incredible to watch.
This is quite exciting to watch as well, though. So out there opening, we've got Kashif Hussain Jr. and Wayne Grieve at the non-strikers end, the founder of Last Man Stands Cricket, who took a good catch out there, a bit lucky, but he took a good catch.
Awesome.
And then the exciting part is with the ball we have Sahar Shah. So Sahar is the only member of the Global Dream Team playing here today. So number 2 ranked bowler in the world. There's 130,000 Last Man Stands players in the world. So this is number 2 in the world just about to bowl. So be interesting to see how he goes.
Definitely. See how he goes against founder Wayne Grieve. It's going to be an intriguing battle.
Umpire pulling him into his 12-metre run-up.
Yep.
So he plays his cricket in Pakistan, this young lad. So be interested to see how he goes.
World number 2, incredible.
Left arm bowler. On the body straight up. Just looking for the 2. Wayne Grieve always looking for the 2s.
Yes, I played a bit of cricket with Wayne over the years in Australia. This is going to be a good battle. You've got the number 2 bowler in the world up against the founder of Last Man Stands.
Very experienced cricketer, Wayne Grieve, and a quality bat, so this will be good to watch. Oh, in swinging Yorker there. That was a beautiful ball. Excellent. That must have been close. Probably just missing off stump, but a brilliant ball first up, and Wayne Grieve knows with that he's got a real battle on his hand here.
Oh, he was pleading with the umpire there. This is good stuff.
This will be an intense first over here. Wayne Grieve under pressure after that first ball. Bit of a smile there from the bowler. Knows it's a charity game.
This is going to be pitched up. You just know this. He's going to go for it again.
Another full ball expected here.
There it is.
Excellent ball.
Just going
a bit
down
too
there.
much swing. Goes through the keeper for 1. So wides and Last Man Stands go to the batsman, so that actually gets Wayne Grieve off the mark, so moves on to 2 off 2 balls with that.
Big relief for Wayne. No one would want to duck in such a big game like this, especially the founder of Last Man Stands. So
a lot of pressure on Wayne. He almost dropped that catch in the first innings as well. Managed to get a wicket though, so he's not had a bad game so far, Wayne Grieve.
He did very well.
Here we go, Sahar Shah, world number 2 ranked bowler, comes in. Another swinging ball there.
Here we go. He's taken the catch.
Great catch in the deep there by the big man. Is that Kashif Hussain Sr., I think? And I think if that is Kashif Hussain in the deep, which we believe it is, that'll be catching his son out, I believe. Well, you'd assume that Kashif Hussain Jr. is the son of Kashif Hussain Sr.
Yeah, well, in this game, there's a lot of teammates playing against each other. We've seen some great moments throughout the game. That's another good one.
Lovely in-swinging ball there, targeting the short boundary out on the leg side there. Didn't quite get hold of it. Caught second ball, 1 off 2 balls there from Kashif Hussain. So early pressure.
And the world number 2, he lives up to his ranking there, taking a wicket straight away.
Absolutely. Well, you can see why he's the world number 2. Straight away, wicket every 3 balls, in swingers.
Absolutely, wow. And
sadly, it seems to be Wasim put down for the catch there, so perhaps it wasn't his father, but.
Yeah, was that, we've got McKenzie out there batting now.
This will be interesting out there. Neil McKenzie first up.
We know yesterday he survived a contentious first ball yesterday versus the Old Fools.
True, close call first up yesterday for Neil McKenzie, survived an LBW call. Here we go, former South African Test batsman Neil McKenzie, captain of this charity side today, up against the world's number 2 Last Man Stands bowler. Down the leg side, gifts him 3 runs, second wide in the over, so that one's worth 3. It's not re-bowled.
Brings McKenzie's strike rate to 300. Not a bad start after one ball, and you haven't even touched the bat hasn't touched the ball. So one of those interesting rules of last man stands.
Yeah, the rule is there to help rotate the batsman in terms of retirements. There we go. So Shah comes in again, in swinger, just down to backward point, just the single there. So in last man stands, when you get 50 runs, you retire and you come back in at the end. So in some of our lower grades around the world, there's a lot of wides and no balls bowled, so it just helps the batsman get to 50 and inflates the averages of all of us, which we're all happy to do.
Appreciate that. Now the retire at 50 rule definitely keeps games interesting. It means you're never out of the game. A batter can dominate a match, but all it takes is that retiree, and we've got a new batter in, and we've seen so many games over the years just be turned on their head by that rule.
Absolutely. Well, we saw it in the first innings. Charles Langvelt going very quickly and then had to retire on 50. Managed to come back in. There we go. So Charles Langvelt bowling a second over here, outside off stump.
And this is what we've all been waiting to see. This is the battle of the two celebrity South African cricketers. Here we go.
Well, it's actually Wayne Grieve on strike now.
Yeah, coming up in this over. Wayne Grieve is an actual South African celebrity as well, though.
That's true.
Founder of Last Man Stands.
Founded Last Man Stands in 2005, Wayne Grieve, and now over 130,000 players playing it globally, so he's done well there. Charles Langvelt, former South African fast bowler, coming into Neil McKenzie here. Side off stump, good shot there from McKenzie. Out to the deep. They're only going to get one for it though. Well, there's some crazy running here. A real mix up there between Grieve and McKenzie.
Oh,
two former schoolmates there as well. You'd think that they know each other better than that.
I think Neil was desperate to get back on strike. I think he wants to go for it here.
McKenzie goes hard there.
He's going to go again,
out
is he?
To cover. He's going to go again. There's a bit of pressure on here. He's really... That's excellent running from Neil McKenzie. To get two out of that was very impressive, and that shows the value of running the first one hard there, Phil.
Absolutely. Especially playing on these bigger grounds. The twos are very important, and you're chasing 192. You need that.
Langvelt with the outswinger. Beautiful cover drive. Oh, goes out there. Interesting field placement for the cover there. Not quite on the boundary, but not close in enough to stop that too. So 2 overs gone now. Scores 16 runs. McKenzie and Wayne Grieve, 2 former schoolmates from King Edward's School, which is a very well-reputed cricketing school in Johannesburg. Players like Graham Smith have also come through their system.
Yeah, well, Graham Smith and Neil McKenzie hold the world record for the first innings in a test match. I think it was about 412 runs they got against Bangladesh. And Neil McKenzie got a double 100 in that test match. Oh, he's hit
straight down the ground there. Oh, and it's dropped there at long on. That's the big opportunity to catch out a former international batsman. You want to be taking those. Phil Callahan.
Shades of Herschel Gibbs there. Has he just dropped the charity match?
Seemed to settle well underneath it. Looked to have it under control, and then just somehow it went through and into the belly. Unfortunately for him, didn't bounce up off the belly, but down onto the ground.
He's going to make him pay. Let's have a look.
Ram shot there from Neil McKenzie. Lovely play. Down a fine leg. Runs away for 4. Saher Shah, the last man stands globally, ranks number 2 bowler out of 130,000 players. It's being taught a bit of a lesson there by South Africa's former batting coach until recently. 16 off 8 now for Neil McKenzie. Team McKenzie need him to go hard here. They're chasing 193. You really need a quick fire 50 from the skipper. So Herschel comes in, and that's another lovely cover drive there. Beautifully placed past extra cover. Well fielded out there in the deep. Wayne Grieve comes back for 2 down the non-strikers. Then again, a bit of a mix up there in the running, it seems. Not communicating too well, these batsmen, I think, Phil.
Yeah, you'd think they're old friends, but would hate to see a run out. Hate to see what that would do for their friendship.
So Shaw comes in, and that's just off McKenzie's legs, just down there to fine leg. Is Shaw Langvelt in the deep, or is that is Langvelt in the deep?
I believe Neil McKenzie has played some last man stands before, back in 2012 with the Maasai Warriors.
Absolutely, it was actually at this venue, Western Province Cricket Club, the Maasai Cricket Warriors from Kenya. We'll just watch this ball first. Good bowling by Shah there at Green. Bit of aggression, sends the last man stands founder back towards his crease. End of third over, score 25 for 1. Absolutely, so Maasai Cricket Warriors are from the Laikipia region of central Kenya. And it's an incredible cricketing story set up by a South African lady, Aaliyah Bauer. Went up to Kenya and in their remote Maasai village, she taught the locals how to play cricket. So they play in their traditional shukas and their traditional outfits, and they came down here for the second Last Man Stands World Championships in 2012 here in Cape Town. Played in the tournament, and yes, Neil McKenzie played in their team in that tournament. So
that garnered worldwide attention. It was covered in news medias all around the world. It's such an amazing story.
Story that continues to develop as well. Since then, they've played at Lords, they've played at the SCG. Definitely some of the most well-travelled Maasai going around.
Absolutely incredible.
And they host the Rhino Cup once a year as well in June in Kenya, the Last Male Standing Rhino Cup, which helps support the Last Male Standing, which is the last northern white rhino on the planet in Kenya. Let's go back to Langvelt here bowling. Second ball is though, that's more like it. Lovely ball outside off stump.
Yes, he's definitely getting into a rhythm now. You can see that ball is coming out beautifully from the hand.
So Shoal Langvelt to Wayne Grieve. Wayne Grieve under a bit of pressure here, the opener. 3 runs off 5 balls so far, so he's struggled to get going. And when you're facing one of your countrymen who used to play internationally, there's certainly a bit of pressure. 3 dot balls to start the over here from Shoal Langvelt. Pressure on for Wayne Grieve. I think we could be seeing a wicket pretty shortly.
Yeah, a dot ball in last man stands is almost as good as a wicket.
There we go. Pressure slightly off for Wayne Grieve there. Just knocks it out to mid-wicket. Gets off strike. Neil McKenzie comes into strike now. So 2 former internationals up against each other here. Langvelt to McKenzie.
He's going to go for it here. It's been a quiet over. They need some runs.
Does go for it, but that was well-directed delivery. Just inside the wide line. McKenzie not looking too happy about it, but that was definitely a legit delivery. Excellent bowling from Shoal Langvelt there. 2 overs, none for 9. Following up his excellent dig with the bat. 6 sixes in an innings of 66 off just 27 balls. So Wayne Grieve, founder of Last Man Stands, 131 innings and an average of 43. Strike rate of 142 and a world ranking of 248. So those are some really impressive stats there.
You've got 130,000 players worldwide, and you're ranked 248. You can definitely hold a bat, that's for sure.
Here we go. So Eugenio Menzies, who will be looking to come back strongly with the ball here after suffering a golden duck in the first innings. Good first delivery from Menzies there. Wayne Grieve, who's on 4 off 8 balls now. So Eugenio will be disappointed with that first ball duck when he was bowled trying to hit to the leg side.
But he can make up for it with the ball here. Wayne Grieve is under all sorts of pressure here.
Again, it's really feeling the pressure here, Grieve. 4 runs off 9 deliveries now.
But the required run rate is at 10.64. Now, in last man stands, you can chase very high scores. We've seen it before, but you need to make a good start. I think he has to go for it here, Wayne.
Menzies again. Doesn't quite get hold of it, just gets the single. He's really struggling here, Wayne Grieve, with the bat. I've never seen him bat like this. I think it's the pressure of the cameras and pressure of the moment, batting with his old schoolmate.
Well, I think
5 off 10 deliveries now.
We know Neil's in some form. Yesterday, Neil came out for the Alex Chiefs versus the Old Fools, and After surviving a very contentious first ball, he did go on to post 53 off about 22 balls, and he hit some unbelievable shots. He's going to need to do that again.
Eugenio comes in. McKenzie hits that hard down the ground. Well, good fielding there, was it?
And that is 4 runs.
Just slips over the boundary. A bit premature with the good fielding there. So important runs there from McKenzie. Interesting game yesterday, the Alex Chiefs versus Old Fools as well. Alex Chiefs are a side that comes from Alexandra Township, which is a very impoverished part of Johannesburg. Actually, the team were also linked in with Aaliyah Bauer, who set up the Marside Cricket Warriors. Eugenio comes in, straight ball there. McKenzie out to deep mid wicket, placed it very well there for another boundary, moves on to 28 or 14 balls. And then the Old Fools from Melbourne as well, another great cricketing story there. Bunch of old guys from Melbourne that managed to find a few talented cricketers and won the Melbourne Last Man Stands Championship, and now find themselves in South Africa competing in the World Champs.
Yeah, it's been an incredible ride really, because the Old Fools started from literally a bunch of old fellas sitting at a barbecue saying, man, I'd love to play cricket again, watching it on the TV. And one person had heard of Last Man Stands, and one thing led to another, and they said, let's start a cricket team. And one of the ladies, one of the wives at the barbecue, turned to Sean, the guy who would start Old Fools, and say, you're a bunch of old fools, that'll never happen. But it did happen, and it's taken the Old Fools to Barbados and now here to Cape Town.
It's a great cricketing story. Just shows the power of Last Man Stands cricket in terms of getting people involved in the game.
Yeah, well, now the Old Fools are home to a bunch of cricketing legends with an unbelievable amount of games between them. We've got multiple players who have played over 200 games in the Old Fools now.
Back to here, we actually have Shafiq bowling his first over here, and it's been a nasty start here, 2 very wide deliveries, so relieving a bit of the pressure.
Yeah, the run rate's come down slightly, 10.27. Neil McKenzie with 31 off 15, going at a great strike rate.
They need a big over here.
And that'll help.
That helps massively there. 4 bits down to Fine Lake. So 148 runs required from 73 balls. Now, the general thought process in Last Man Stands as a batsman is, as long as the run rate is below 10 and over, you've always got a chance. Once it's over 10 and over, it starts to get very difficult.
You've always got the last ball up your sleeve. You can always think that if you can hit
Right
that
outside
ball,
off stump, but that's a lovely shot there from McKenzie. Hits it well, great fielding out there in the deep though. Just be 2 runs, excellent work at deep long off. Last Man Stands, very accessible sport, as Phil was talking about with the Old Fools. It's the whole point of the competition is to try and get people involved in the game.
Oh, there we
Shafiq,
go.
and that's a big one down the ground there. He's got a hold of that. That's a big 6 there from McKenzie. Moves him on to 43 off 18 balls, targeting the short boundary there. They're not even bothering to go and try and find that one. Oh, and Saad Shafiq having a bit of trouble here. Goes through the keeper that wide as well. So that wide, because it's not really bowled, is worth 3 runs. So plus the 2. So that's a costly one there. That's 5 runs off that ball. And this is the over that Team McKenzie really needed just to get back in the game. So that over's now gone for 22. So Saad Shafiq will be disappointed with that. 58 runs off 6 overs. And wides go to the batsman. So that's Neil McKenzie now moving on to 48. So on the verge of retiring. You retire at 50 runs in Last Man Stands.
Shows the class of the former international players. We saw Charles Langvelt blasted an incredible 50, and here we are seeing Neil McKenzie do the same thing.
Absolutely, but it'd also be disappointing to see former international players struggle in the Last Man Stands charity game.
Well, after yesterday's almost first ball duck, I asked you to go and watch that back on the live stream.
So Menz is into bowl again. And then leg side, a bit of sloppy stuff happening here from Team Langvelt. Skipper needs to rein in the guys a bit. So lastmanstands.com/join is how you can join this great global competition. Join over 130,000 other players now playing globally, midweek evening leagues, Sunday leagues, Saturday leagues, all around the world. Menzies comes in. Slower ball there, bit of variation. Well done. Just a single out to mid-on. There's national championships, world championships. You get the chance to represent your country as well in the World Series, which will be launched in England next year. Global website, lastmanstands.com. Fantastic website with all the global rankings, so well worth a look. If you're a competitive cricketer, or if you're just looking to get back into the game, or if you haven't played cricket at all. Menzies comes in, another slow ball. That one goes out to deep mid-wicket, who won't be able to field it. So that's a short boundary, so they need to target that short boundary in the first 10 and then move on to 65 there.
And Neil McKenzie, he brings up a well-played 50. 52 off 20 balls with a strike rate of 260.
Excellent work there from Neil McKenzie, retiring. That's the innings that they needed from their skipper. When you're chasing a big score like that, 52 off 20 was just what the doctor ordered. Some cracking shots in there, 5 boundaries and a 6. Excellent play. 260 strike rate. Well done, Neil McKenzie.
And the crowd gives him a nice big round of applause.
Very popular man and player, Neil McKenzie. Supports a lot of charity projects. Former South Africa batting coach. lastmanstands.com/donate. This is the charity game from the Last Man Stands World Championships here in Cape Town. It's supporting the Gary Kirsten Foundation, which helps people in impoverished townships and communities in South Africa get involved in sport and do some great work. So please help out by visiting lastmanstands.com/donate and contributing to this great cause. Latif Bhatti is a new batsman in.
Yeah, well, it's going to be hard to keep this momentum going that Neil McKenzie had. You've got a new batter coming in. We've got Wayne Grieve with 10 off 13 balls. He's going to have to step it up, but we know he can. I've certainly seen him hit some big shots over the years.
Menzies comes in, just off his legs there, and that will just go out to mid-wicket. Just for the single there. You're absolutely right. So with that, that's the end of the 7th over, and the score is 66. So very important couple of overs there. Well, especially the previous over that went for 22 offside Shafiq. I'd be surprised if he comes straight back on now with that short boundary on the leg side. So they're right back in it here, because the actual run rate at the moment is 9.43 and the required run rate is 9.77. But the only issue they have, Phil, is that they don't have a international opening batsman at the crease anymore.
Yeah, it's quite handy, it turns out, in cricket to have former international cricketers in your ranks. It's incredible to watch both Charles and McKenzie today. Just it shows that even though they're in their 40s now, they've still got the skills.
So one day, Phil, you may be. I'll watch this ball first from Azam. Wide outside off stump there. Bhatti just moves on to 2 with that delivery. Idris Azam, the new bowler. Let's watch the second delivery.
It's in the air. Is he going to catch this?
Keeper puts it down. That was great effort from the keeper to get back there. It would have been a cracking catch. Kept his eye on it very well there, but fortunately couldn't glove it.
That could be the break. That could be the break that Wayne needed there.
Absolutely. Wayne Grieve would have been out for 10 off 14 there, but still in there. Latif Bhatti on strike now. Spunset out for a single to cover. So Phil, I was saying you must be getting relatively close to this LMS legendary status, aren't you?
Oh, I'd hate to blow my own trumpet, but let's just say I've got a few wickets. As Neil McKenzie last night said, I did bowl Neil McKenzie, and I've got a very unusual action. I think I've played so many games, I've worked out how to take wickets, and slow and send it as high in the air as possible. And as Neil McKenzie said, he didn't know whether it was an off spinner or a leg spinner, and all it did is go straight. He was a bit confused by it, but it's not pretty.
There we go. Latif Bhatti gets it behind square, and that's a good shot.
That's
4 bits down behind backward square leg. Looks like he could be a good batsman here. Latif Bhatti moves on to 7 off 5 balls. Wayne Grieve struggling down the other end, 12 off 15. He'll be looking to ramp up the run rate pretty soon. So So that brings the required run rate down below 10 again. 8 overs, 74 for 1. So please visit lastmanstands.com/donate to contribute to the Gary Kirsten Foundation and help people in underprivileged areas of South Africa access sport. It's the 2017 World Championships of Last Man Stands here in Cape Town. 32 teams playing in the main event, 20 from overseas, a dozen from around South Africa.
Yeah, it's incredible how far Last Man Stands goes these days. Countries all over the world. That was a good ball.
Good full ball there. Menzies on for his third over here.
Oh, that was actually pretty close. I think Wayne there was just not quite paying attention. Got very close to a run out there. He could have actually caught him off guard, but he just survives.
So Eugenio Menzies, far more reputed for his off-field activities in the bar in Last Man Stand circuits and his endeavours on the field, but that's not to say that he's not a very good cricketer.
Fortunately, we don't have the stats for that. There's no stats for how many beers you drink after a game. He could be one of the world's top.
I think you lose count once it gets past 10,000.
Oh, look at that shot. That might actually go for 4.
Cracking shot there, excellently placed between cover and long off. Great work from Atik Bhatti, who's really showing his class here. That's a beautiful shot. Reached for it, not tempted into targeting the short leg side boundary. Be difficult to do with a metre outside off stump, but most Last Man Stands players would try.
Absolutely. So Rob, we've got the next World Champs that has been announced for Australia, I believe, 2019.
2 years' time, December 2019 in Australia. So exact venue still to be confirmed. Let's watch this ball from. That one's too wide, way outside off stump there from Menzies. So
for teams playing all over the world, and I know we were in the same boat a few years ago, how do you actually get to qualify if you're playing in one of these many countries playing Last Man Stands? How would you aim to be sitting here in 2 years' time in Australia?
Well, so Menzies that's another wide down the leg side there. So this is disappointing here from Eugenio after starting decently. 25 runs now off 2.3 overs. Well, there's various local leagues for Last Man Stands all around the world. So what happens, you play in your local league, you win through that, then you play in your city championships or your town championships and win through that stage, you'll go to the national finals. If you win your national finals, then you get given funding to fly to the World Championships. So it's a great opportunity, whether you're in India or Bangladesh or South Africa or Canada or whichever part of the world that you're in. If you just win through your local leagues and then go global. So start local, go global. You could find yourself on the plane to Australia to be part of the World Champs. But there's also other events that you can play in, LMS Tour events, and you can rack up points to be able to qualify for the World Champs. So not all of the teams that are playing here this year are national champions this year, but a lot of those other teams, as you said, teams like Old Fools are still very competitive cricket teams. So,
yeah, it is incredible that you don't have to. You might not have played cricket in 10 years, and then suddenly you start playing Last Man Stands again, and next thing you know, you're playing internationally. That's sort of what happened for us in the Old Fools, and it's really changed our life.
There we go. That's another wide down the leg side. So a bit of sloppy stuff coming in from Team Langvelt here.
The run rate is still under 10, and so this is
Absolutely.
very achievable.
Well, the wides are certainly helping here, taking off the pressure. So Adrisa's bowling to Atik Bhatti. 2 teammates playing on opposite sides here today. Just a single out to cover there. The opportunity is fantastic through Last Man Stands. I mean, I've been lucky enough to play Last Man Stands at Kensington Oval in Barbados, Test Ground at Lords, at the SCG in Sydney. So, the access that Last Man Stands has to top grounds around the world is incredible. So,
yes.
Whatever kind of cricketer you are, it is mates cricket.
Well, that was actually close. That was another close run-out chance. Wayne Grieve has actually been involved with 2 very close. The umpire has signalled for the DRS. Unfortunately, we do not have that. But maybe
if they hold up long enough and we can see this replay, then maybe we can make the call here.
Yeah,
Phil.
maybe we can make the call and just.
But a bit of pressure building on Wayne Grieve here. Bhatti going well with 21 off 12 balls, but Grieve really struggling at the moment. It's a very good batsman here, Wayne Grieve, very experienced, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back from this. Just off his legs there, though, he's really struggling to time it.
But the good thing is he does not need to panic at all, because the run rate is under 10. It is very achievable, and there's a replay there. But he just looks a little bit out of sorts. But I still have a lot of faith in him. I have seen him hit many sixes. And
absolutely experienced cricketer, but it's funny what pressure can do to you, though, even the most experienced players in the world. Saw the amount of runs he had, and he's in the world's top 250 ranked batsman. 102 now required from 51 deliveries. Azam with a good, clever ball there. There's some excellent bowling here in amongst the wides, keeping it well outside off stump. I think that's why there's been a few more wides than there normally would, because they're trying to defend against the short leg side boundary. That's the end of the 10th over, so in last man stands he bowled 10 overs from each end just to speed up the game. So now they're switching ends, and this really changes the dynamic here, because the wicket being used for this game is on the far side from us, away from the pavilion. So there's a very short leg side boundary in that first 10, and now that becomes the offside boundary for the right-hander. So if we look at the scorecard, Neil McKenzie with a fantastic 52 off 20 there. That's really the saviour of this innings so far. Atiq Bhatti has come in and he's looked very good for his 21 off 12. Wayne Grieve still out there, 14 off 20. He's struggling, but he's still out there.
I did notice him give the substitute symbol out to the players, but as he knows, he started this league, there is no substitute symbol. He will just have to go out there and try and turn this around. I still believe he's going to hit some big shots, but he does look a little bit out of sorts. All it takes in cricket is one out of the middle of the bat, and you can be on your way. Maybe the change of ends will help him out.
So if you were out there at the moment, if you were Atiq Bhatti, you wouldn't be suggesting to Wayne Grieve that he feigns an injury now then?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We're almost at panic stations for Wayne, but we'll see how he goes. And if it's still like this in a couple of overs, there is something drastic will need to happen.
There we go. Atiq Bhatti on strike here, start of the 11th over. Slog sweep shot there, and that's gone down into the vacant region. They'll definitely come back for 2. They should get 3 here. That's good running from Wayne Grieve.
Oh, is it though? There was definitely 3 there.
There was definitely 3 there. Wayne Grieve was ready for it, so that was poor from Atiq Bhatti there. Wayne was the one running to the danger end there, and he was well set to go for it.
Maybe Batty has just decided, well, I'm going to leave us all up to myself. I'm going to get us. That run rate has just crept up over 10, so a little bit of pressure starting to build.
So Kashif Hussain bowling here, the left armour, big man. Little bump there from Atiq Bhatti. So now this is Wayne Grieve's chance. And I know he's batting very well, so I believe that this is just the kind of bowling that he look to get after here. He's a very orthodox player, and the short offside boundary, left arm around the wicket, should open up the opportunity for a cover drive here, I think.
Yeah, not predicting any reverse sweeps there, Rob.
I don't think I've seen him play a reverse sweep.
There we go. He's put a little
completely does the opposite to what I thought.
Yep.
Slog sweep. He's going to pick up 2 there. Takes a little bit of pressure off him. That one was there for the cover drive. That was unorthodox play from Wayne Grieve there. 16 off 21 balls now for the Last Man Stands founder. It's a charity game here today, raising funds for the Gary Kirsten Foundation. Charles Langvelt and Neil McKenzie both playing on each side to help raise funds for that great charity. Please visit lastmanstands.com/donate to help this great cause.
Oh, look at
Atiq Bhatti, that was unorthodox. He knows that region down there at 5 meg is vacant. Just get the 2 there.
Feels like Wayne might have started to think he needs to do something a little bit different here. He might have learned from one of the great last man batters of all time, Dinu from Australia, who recently got his first 50 in his 212th Last Man Stands game.
That's incredible. 212 Last Man Stands games to get your first 50. But our thoughts go out to Dinu. He's a wonderful bowler from Sri Lanka, plays in Australia. But unfortunately, he's not here at the tournament now after some issues with his father, sickness issues. So our thoughts are with Dinu. Last ball of the 11th over here, outside off stump. Good wicket keeping there. So Wayne Grieve now 18 off 23 balls. The pressure's certainly building. 11 overs, 98 for 1.
I think this over is key. I really think that they need another big over, like the 22 they had in about the 5th or 6th over that really got them back on track. One big over and the run rate is going to be
absolutely
back under 10.
Required run rate is now up to 10.56. So as we said before, once it gets over 10, there's really pressure on, and once it gets over 11, then you're fast going out of the game.
We've still got some batting in the sheds, I believe. We've got Clint De Bruyne with over 20,000 last man stands run.
Absolutely. Clint De Bruyne playing in his 1,000th game of last man stands today. 22,500 last man stands runs, waiting on the sidelines.
Can you imagine if he, in his 1,000th match, brought up the winning runs? That would be a last man stands fairy tale, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. So a lot of pressure on here. 9 overs left, 5 ball overs in last man stands, so just 45 deliveries and 95 runs needed. So that's over 2 runs a ball. So a lot of pressure here on the batsman. But Atik Bhatti going very well. Slogs it down there to backward square leg, and they're coming back for a quick run too. That's one thing that they have started to do pretty well is getting these 2s in, just to keep the run rate ticking.
Yeah, well, 2 a ball will keep them in the chase, but we need some boundaries. We want to see some boundaries. We want to see this come down to the very last ball. We want all the excitement.
Well, funnily enough, in the slog sweep shot, that'll just be, it's gone out there quickly, so just a single out to these. But they go on misfield, allows them to come back for 2. Actually, in the first innings, Phil, we actually saw more 6s from this end than the other one. So not to say you can't hit 6s here, but it is a long boundary out there to the leg side now. So Atik Bhatti now on 28 off 16 balls. This is a good innings here. Mohammed Wasim, the bowler. Down the ground. Could it be wide of long off? No, he's coming round. Come back for another 2.
So one of the unique rules in last man stands is you do retire at 50, but you can come back in if everyone were to come out. So we may actually not have seen the last of Neil McKenzie.
Atik Bhatti down the ground. That's just gonna. Not picked up there by long off. I think he lost that, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, the sun is getting low, and it is hard to keep an eye on it.
So the sun setting over the beautiful Table Mountain in the background here at Western Province Cricket Club, one of the most spectacular spots in the world to play cricket. It's a privilege for all involved to play here.
Yeah, it's incredible just being an amateur social cricketer and to just be able to come all the way across the world and actually play and be involved in such an incredible tournament. It's been amazing.
It's such a social comp as well, last man stands. It doesn't, just watch this ball here from Wasim. Should be 2 runs there, out to the deep long on. It's very social because it's either side. It generally is mates cricket, so you'll see sides. You'll have guys that have played, top level cricket, but then they're playing with guys that are new to the sport, and everyone loves it. It's very social on and off the field. Lots of people are mates with other teams from around the world, especially through these international events that happen. So it's a very social comp.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I made so many lifelong friends through Last Man Stands. I definitely want to try and keep being involved. We've got a team that would love to be able to try and qualify for all the world champs, and it's the next one in Australia, 2019. We'll see how we go. We'll definitely try.
The first ever World Series next year as well in England. So the World Series is giving the opportunity for last man stands players to represent their country. So the qualification process and the selection process for that is all happening at the moment, and some of the players here at this tournament will be being selected for their country as a result of their performances.
Oh, that's a lovely
Shifa
shot.
Zain dispatched out deep, so that really takes the pressure off Wayne Grieve a bit. He finally gets going his 24th ball for his first boundary, so that moves him on to 22 off 24, so relieving a bit of pressure there on the last man stands founder, showing why he's in the top 250 ranked batsman globally.
Yeah.
Positioned himself well, saw the shot early.
Now, talking about that World Series, I'm not a selector, but I'm thinking for the New Zealand team, having the all-time New Zealand wicket taker and run scorer would be a very important selection. I don't know who that is currently. I don't have the stats in front of me, but
I'd assume it'd be an automatic selection. Phil, unfortunately, I'm not involved in the New Zealand selection process. I'm sure you can influence the selectors somehow during this tournament with that.
Certainly a few rounds of beer wouldn't go astray.
So Kashif Hussain,
Just before you do the finger test of the
Really,
second over here.
Buddy's actually got a strike rate of 189.
Excellent innings so far from Atik
And
Bhatti.
it hasn't felt like he's been trying to hit the big shots. He's been looking for twos. He's been getting the occasional boundaries. It's been a very well-timed last man stands innings.
Some excellent shots in there. Not slogging, just good shots. So Kashif here up to Wayne Grieve, the newly invigorated Wayne Grieve. The reverse sweep comes out.
Have you ever seen Wayne Grieve?
I've never seen him do a reverse sweep, but that one's run away. That's a very clever shot. Runs all the way to the boundary. Excellent stuff from Grieve. So he now moves on to 28 of 26 balls with that reverse sweep.
That is a historic moment. That is shades of Dinu. That is, I think you may have learned that specifically from Dinu in Australia.
They have played together at a national championships in Australia once. Positioned himself early. He saw that there was a gap down there. That was clever cricket from Wayne Grieve there. He's looking to target Kashif here. He's actually, although he's played in Australia in national championships, he actually lives in the UK now, Wayne Grieve, as so many South African cricketers do.
Vicky kaptan bro.
He's right.
Saad, Vicky kaptan bro. Roses.
So lastmanstands.com/join if you want to have a look and experience this great comp. Doesn't matter if you've got your own team or if you want to join another one, just visit that.
Well, there's certainly something to come out more out of the middle of the bat for Wayne. He has managed to actually bring his strike rate above 100. It was around 60 for the first part of his innings. But,
well, he's really got going there. That's 10 runs off his or 12 runs off his last 4 deliveries now, I believe.
He is 30 off 27 balls, so strike rate of 111. There we go.
Drops short at mid-wicket, but they'll have another 2, so they down to the bowler's end. Just missed stump. So Wayne Grieve now moving on to 32 off 28, so it just shows what a difference pressure makes, really.
The last 10 balls have all been at least 2 runs, and that's brought the run rate back down to under 10, and this is a perfectly timed run chase at this stage. It's looking like it's going to come right down to the wire here, which is what you want in a charity match.
Oh, for sure, but it's a competitive charity match. A lot of the charity matches you see very social play. There's a bit of niggle out there. Both teams really wanting to win this. 13 overs, 124 for 1, so they've got plenty of wickets in hand. 5 ball overs in last man stand, so there's 35 deliveries remaining. 69 needed, so it's anyone's game at the moment.
The big thing is Charles Langvelt actually still has 2 overs to bowl, and his 2 overs, you know they're going to be fast, you know there's going to be tight bowling, so I think they're going to need to get the runs off some of the
Bhatti. That's a great shot there through the vacant cover region. Saw that, moves on to 40 off 20 balls here. Excellent innings here from Bhatti.
They really have just started to put the foot down in the last 2 overs or so. That run rate's now at 9.56 with Bhatti has brought a strike rate up to 200.
So required run rate of 9.56, and then they should get another 2 there. A couple of fit guys here. I can tell you that 90% of last man stands players globally wouldn't be surviving this amount of 2s, but
I can certainly vouch for that.
Atik Bhatti moves on to 42.
Oh, here we go.
Great shot there. Straight back over the bowler.
Bhatti!
Bhatti, 46 off 21 balls.
The crowd is starting to get a bit excited here. We are starting to see some fireworks. Their run rate has now gone under 9 in the space of 2 or 3 overs. This game,
as
really,
you said earlier, Phil, we all know what a difference a retirement can make. New batsmen coming in and having to.
Call this guy if you want to win.
Another good shot there from Bhatti. Is that going to clear long on? It's actually short between mid on and
That brings up his 50, and that is just one of the most beautifully played 50s I've seen in last man stands.
Classic shot. There's a beautiful shot to bring up his 50.
Fucking pad up, you're on a bat.
A few choice words there from the crowd.
So it's lastmanstands.com/donate if you want to contribute to the Gary Kirsten Foundation and help kids from impoverished communities across South Africa access sport.
And we do have Clint De Bruyne coming out to bat now. As you said earlier, he has 20,000, over 20,000 last man stands runs. The most experienced last man's player on the planet, coming out at a time where they need 53 runs from 31 balls.
Excellent work there from Atik Bassi, and he's relieved the pressure on Wayne Grieve as well. So Wayne Grieve beginning to get going. He's well set now on 32 off 28 balls. So now Clint De Bruyne coming into bat.
What's Clint's story? How did he get started? He was obviously his 1,000th game.
1,000th game. He runs his own business, and let's just watch his first ball here. Blue pads, Clint De Bruyne playing in his 1,000th game of last man stands. Over 22,500 runs in last man stands. Incredible stuff from Clint De Bruyne.
Yeah, you get the feeling that record is not going to be beaten for a long time. That is, it's unbelievable.
Hell of a lot of runs, and he's not slowing down. He's playing as many games as ever, and he's in Johannesburg where he lives. They play a lot of midweek evening cricket, so he can play multiple midweek evenings. He plays on the weekend as well, so he can get in 4 or 5 games a week easily. With the 2020 format, just 2-hour cricket opens up that opportunity if you can persuade your partner that that's a good way for you to spend your life.
Yeah, a lot of us last man stands players struggle with that. But it is amazing to be able to play a 2-hour game. I know in Melbourne we can play after work, and in a lot of cities where you can play after work on a midweek. It's just incredible. The game's going for 2 hours. You can make the most of the light.
Where are they going to move that to?
I don't know.
Wow, this is getting 52 off 30 balls. Here we go.
Maybe put a chair.
Good wicket, just dropped short.
I don't know. They should just turn it off.
Rob just going, they're swearing downstairs, it's coming through on the telecast, so I go, it's probably us next door.
That's the best we can do, I think. Yeah? That's completely the wind.
Oh, he has a huge swing at that.
So Clint De Bruyne gets lucky there. Thrown in there by Sir Shah, world's number 2 ranked bowler. We'll be hoping to see him again. He bowled a couple of fantastic overs earlier on. It'll be that comes back to your point that Shoal, Langvelt and Sahir Shah, the 2 opening bowlers, have still got two overs each up their sleeves, so that could really come into play here with 57 needed from 32 balls.
Oh, another reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep there from Wayne Grieve.
Wayne Grieve.
Well played. He's on a 36 off. 37 off 30 balls now for Wayne Grieve. Positioned himself early, and he's really targeting Kashif Hussain here.
All respect to Clint De Bruyne, but I don't think we're going to see as many 2s as we have in the previous partnership.
Absolutely, I don't think Clint will be too up for that. Positioned himself early, almost got himself into trouble. But it's excellent batting there from Wayne Grieve, just seeing where the gap is in the field, and that runs away. Vacant region. He's really playing these shots around the field. It's a very clever batting here, showing all of his experience. That moves him on to 41 off 31, which is an excellent recovery here from Wayne Grieve after a slow start with a lot of pressure on him, and he's within touching distance of a 50 at not too bad a strike rate either.
Yeah, well, the first half of his innings was some of the slowest, dourest batting I've ever seen, and suddenly he's just turned it around, and he's shades of Brendan McCullum with reverse sweeps, and he's finding the gaps, and just showed he just needed to stay in, and he set his team up well, but there are the 2 key bowlers still to come, and that is what is going to be. We're going to see that now, I believe.
Absolutely. So who we got? Is this Langvelt coming on to bowl?
Langvelt now. This is the key moment.
Wide outside off stump. Clint De Bruyne goes hard at it.
So the run rate is 8.2, but with you've got the world number 2 batter, you've got a former international bowler. It's just so even. This just has last ball written all over it.
Absolutely, it's an excellent game here. It's a charity game, raising money for the Gary Kirsten Foundation. Last Man Stands 2017 World Championships, live here from Cape Town, South Africa. Langvelt, Clint De Bruyne with a big shot there, clears deep mid-wicket. Brilliant shot there. That's a long boundary down there, and he acknowledges the crowd. He's hit his countryman back over the fence. I mean, how good would that feel there, Phil Callahan, hitting former international
I think out
bowler.
of his 22,500 runs, that might be the best 6 runs he has ever hit. Look at that replay. Oh!
Quick bouncer there from Langvelt. He obviously didn't like that from Clint De Bruyne, bit of a smile on his face.
Oh, you can't take the test match bowler away. No one likes to be hit for 6, even in a charity last man stands game.
Langvelt comes in again. Well played there from Wayne Grieve.
You wanted
Sahar
to.
Shah, world's number 2 ranked bowler. Again, as we said earlier, over 130,000 players playing last man stands globally now, so to be the number 2 ranked bowler is really quite an incredible effort. And this man here, top run scorer in the history of last man stands, over 22,500 runs, Clint De Bruyne in his 1000th game of last man stands.
Oh, what a
The offside,
shot.
excellent shot there. Picked the gap beautifully. So De Bruyne getting going here and showing all of his experience.
1,000 games of last man stands. And, well, at this stage, the last man stands experience is beating the test match experience. Can you believe that? But let's have a look and see what he can do here. Oh, he puts a little bit of extra zip in that, and there's almost going to be a run out here, and it hits! Oh, he's gone! That's unbelievable. The wicket keeper, he just rolled along the ground, and Clint, unfortunately, he's been left short, and that was an incredible little cameo innings, though. We're looking at 17 runs off 7 balls, a strike rate of 242.
Excellent little cameo, as you say there. Excellent cameo from Clint De Bruyne. Wouldn't have been expecting that. Goes for 17 off 8 balls there. Run out Clint De Bruyne. A lot of applause. A true LMS legend. You can see the crowd acknowledging him. His 1000th game of last man stands. Well played, Clint De Bruyne. Got a wicket with it as well, so he showed all of his experience. So the required run rate now.
Wow.
It's very low.
6.25 is the required run rate.
This match has really turned on its head here with a couple of quick innings there. The Atiq Bhatti's 52 off 23 and Clint De Bruyne's 17 off 8, coupled with Wayne Grieve's massive turnaround of form, has really made Team McKenzie strong favourites now.
But you've still got world number 2 Sahar Shah, still got 2 overs up his sleeve, and we've still got 1 over of Langvelt, so it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. And we know in last man stands we've got a new batter coming out, that anything can happen, and all it takes is a tight over here, and that run rate is going to increase.
So this is Raza Mahmood, the new batsman, now in. So Raza took the first 2 wickets in the Team Langvelt innings. Charles Langvelt, the captain of Team Langvelt, former South African fast bowler, starred with about 66 off 27 balls to help his side post 192 in the first innings, and this very good run chase here by Team McKenzie, led by their captain Neil McKenzie, who retired on 52 off 20 balls, and we have Wayne Grieve, the last man stands founder, who opened the batting, still out there unbeaten on 42. And now we have Sahar Shah, world's number 2 ranked bowler. Left arm bowler. He'll be looking to bowl a lot of in-swingers. He's bowling round the wicket though now, Phil, and he's bowling over before.
Well, he's seen some of the trick shots that Wayne has been starting to try and hit over the last few overs, so he's going to try something different, but I think we'll see if Wayne goes back to a more traditional approach, or is he going to keep trying to do some of these unique shots that have been coming off. He's got a couple of incredible boundaries. Let's have a look.
Bowling there from Shah, but straight back over the bowler's head.
And
almost well fielded.
I think there might be 4 runs there.
Controversial. Let's see what we have with this replay.
That wasn't a pretty shot, but let's have a look at this. We'll have a look.
Oh,
well
fielded
done.
there. Excellent work in the deep.
Oh, look at this shot. That is a big
Bang
shot.
over, long off. There we go. Well, it's really getting going now. So that takes him to 48, is that, for Wayne Grieve?
Incredible. He was striking at about 60 for his first 20 balls, and now he's sitting on 48 off 33, with a strike rate of 145.
There we go, just a single there to move him on to 49. So it's a big couple of balls here from Sahar Sean. His team's really under the pump now with 17 required from 17 balls, which in last man stands, once you get down to a run of ball, is very achievable.
But the thing that Charles Langvelt does have up his sleeve is Wayne Grieve will have to retire at 15. You're going to have two brand new batters in, having to hit some very classy bowling. And there we go.
Lovely slow ball there. Excellent variation from Sahar Sean. Pressure on the new bat. 1 off 2 balls.
I'm still predicting last ball. I really think this classy bowling is going to come through. It's going to be very tough for a new batter to come in here and just hit boundaries from the word go.
Sahar Shah.
Oh,
Excellent wicket keeping. That's brilliant. That saves 3 runs there. That was going straight down to the boundary. Excellent athleticism behind the stumps. So this is a charity match here from Western Province Cricket Club. Last man stands 2017 World Champs charity match. Team McKenzie versus Team Langvelt. Charles Langvelt and Neil McKenzie, former South African internationals, skippering each side. And all the funds being raised here from this game are going to Gary Kirsten Foundation, which is the official charity partner of the Last Man Stands World Championships this year. So if you wish to donate to a great cause, please visit lastmanstands.com/donate. Langvelt with a brilliant full ball there. Raza Mahmood bowled for 2. Charles Langvelt showing his class there with the full ball. This is.
I've been saying it since the beginning. This feels like last ball all over it. This is getting tighter and tighter. You've got a former South African quick bowler bowling. You've got the world number 2, Sahar Shah. This is not
Let's watch
easy.
this replay here then. Slow ball, lovely full delivery. Batsman gave himself space.
He had a little bit of an off cutter on that, and it just came in and it took the off stump.
So this is interesting pressure on young Luke Stubbington from Hampshire in England. He's a good batsman, but he's not renowned for his rapid scoring. He'd normally go in to open rather than at this stage of the game. So he's really got to.
One thing we do know about him, he's very lucky. He actually won a raffle to get into this game.
Langvelt, good first shot there from Stubbington. Oh, Wayne Grieve's called him back. Quick ball there from Sahar Shah. It goes straight through and they could get a third. So
wow, that's
there you go. Lovely start for Luke Stubbington there. A single turns into 3.
Yeah, as I said, Stubbington, there was a raffle raising money for the Gary Kirsten Foundation, and he actually won it. His name was pulled out last night at an event, and this is his big moment here.
Wayne Grieve on 49, and he just bumps that into the offside, so that's a good 50 in the end off Wayne Grieve. Excellent batting, 50 off 35 balls, and composed himself well despite a difficult start.
He really did. He would not want to watch the first 20 balls, but those last few balls, the last 20 odd balls, that was a fantastic comeback from Wayne Grieve. He just held it together and he's set his team up well, but as we said, we've got another brand new batter coming out, and it's not going to be easy. We've got 12 from 12 balls, and I'm still saying 50-50. This is a tough one to pick.
So well batted Wayne Grieve, 50 off 35 balls. The founder of Last Man Stands, South African who lives in the UK now. Well batted, shake of his head as he comes off. He felt the pressure out there, but in the end, a very decent knock.
He wanted to substitute himself, Rob, halfway through, but just shows in all sport where you're playing at international level, like Charles Langvelt and Neil McKenzie, who are playing social last man stands cricket, you can turn it around, and he did turn it around with a fantastic batting effort there in the end.
So here we go. So 2 new batsmen at the crease. Luke Stubbington, who's just faced 1 ball, and Usman Hussain. So Usman Hussain, who bowled 2 overs and got 1 for 20, comes in under a little bit of pressure. Run a ball required, 12 balls remaining. 2 of those balls have come from former international fast bowler Charles Langvelt here, so big couple of balls here, I think, Phil.
This is huge. Our old Lucky Luke. That's his nickname. He's been called that for the last few minutes. I've just made that one up. Do you think it's going to stick, Lucky Luke?
Lucky Luke, I think it'll stick. He is a lucky man.
Yes.
Actually, you could argue that he isn't so lucky. He was actually a pro footballer in the making, and then aged 18 did a bad knee injury.
Oh, not so lucky Luke.
So yeah, that actually prematurely ended his football career. But then he was given rather a decent amount of cash, so he invested it wisely as an 18-year-old and ended up buying a house in Australia, the other side of the world, because he thought it'd be a nice place to live, and went from there.
I come back to the name Lucky Luke. It sounds pretty good to me. And now he's I don't know if this is a lucky situation. The pressure is on him. He's going to have to bat well. You've got some very, very good bowling. They're having a lot of talk in the middle. They're deciding what they need to do. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of banter.
I think the talk and banter is about whether Neil McKenzie may come back out for another bat or not. Just to see what the crowd want. But they're obviously bantering about something. Charles Langvelt not looking too fussed by it all. Wicket keeper up there as well, and the world number 2 ranked bowler Saher Shah.
It won't be Neil McKenzie, no.
Rosa,
A change of new batsmen coming in.
give me proud.
So
the sun is starting to set on the beautiful Table Mountain here in Cape Town, and this game, as the sun sets, this game is coming right down to the wire. This is just an unbelievably beautiful scene with the sun falling over the mountain and the crowd on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what happens. We've got Lucky Luke having to face some high quality bowling here.
This is certainly some of the most romantic cricket watching conditions I've been in, Phil.
Oh, this reminds me of Celine Dion's infamous hit "My Heart Will Go On," and I could hear that playing in the background, and brings a tear to my eyes.
That's true. Theme song of the famous Team Old Iraq, the Last Man Stands institution. So 17.4 overs, Stubbington and Hussain. Last ball from Charles Langvelt. Hussain obviously just keen to hit Langvelt, the international bowler, out the park there. Missed that by a mile.
1 for 30 off 4 overs for Charles Langvelt. I think Clint De Bruyne ruined his stats there with some of those massive hits earlier on. He was heading for some good bowling figures, but just showed that 6 and that 4 that Clint hit could prove to be the difference.
Absolutely, he'll be disappointed with those figures in the end, Langvelt. So, who do we have coming on now? Saher Shah. So they're obviously going for the jugular here with arguably their best bowler, well, alongside Langvelt, coming on to bowl the penultimate over. So I'll leave them one last over, but they're obviously thinking that just with 11 runs needed, they need a pressure over here.
What a start. Yeah, that is a fantastic start. The pressure really is starting to build here. We've got 11 from 9 balls. The run rate required is 6.11, but it's all about bat on ball here. And what can Saher Shah do? Can he keep bowling that pesky
the world's
line?
number 2 ranked bowler, Saher Shah.
Oh!
The Mankad was on there.
There is some mind games being played out there. This is getting tense.
Stubbington will have to retain composure here. Wide outside off stump, and they've gone through with it. He's got him.
Oh, the umpire says not out. That was incredibly close. Oh my goodness, this could be a huge moment in the context of their game. We'll get to see it on the replay. But
on the other hand, though, a run out there would bring back in a retired batsman. So would you want to see Neil McKenzie coming to the crease now as the opposition?
The crowd, I think, would like to, but maybe not.
Let's have a look at this. So Stubbington missed it wide outside the off stump. Good call. Oh, yeah, he's well in. That was a good call from the umpire there. These last man stands umpires always at the top draw.
Fantastic.
Top quality umpire in there. Reaches for it there.
Will they go for 2?
Out long on.
Lucky Luke is going to go for it. Here we go.
Oh, into the bowler's face. So Luke Stubbington showing his speed there.
Yeah, maybe his knee isn't so bad after all. Maybe he could still make his football comeback, seeing the way he ran that one.
Absolutely, that was impressive running there. So Sahir Shah, number 2 ranked bowler in the world, still 2 deliveries left.
Slower ball.
Clever bowling, it's straight down the pitch, though that should just be 1, but the throw's coming in.
There we go, and he's got
Stubbington
him.
run out there. Selfless running from Luke Stubbington, knowing that he's got his captain Neil McKenzie to come back into bat. A few nice little shots there from Luke. Didn't get too much of a go though. He went out for 4 off just 4 deliveries.
But at this stage, it's just getting as many runs as you can actually get. But look at this. This is a bit of a fairy tale end here. We've got Neil McKenzie coming back out under the last man stands rule. If you get a 50, you can come back into bat, and this is set up nicely for a very exciting finish.
Well batted there by Luke Stubbington as he comes off. Did it for the team there, just running, selfless running. So just 6 balls left, 7 runs required.
Who will bowl the last over? That's going to be the big question, because there's going to be a lot of pressure, especially bowling to Neil McKenzie, and they've sort of used their 2 top draw bowlers, so we'll have to see what happens there.
So Hershaw's last delivery.
Oh, that bounced very low.
Kick bounce low.
It's just a single.
Completes the spell there. 4 overs, 1 for 29 from Sahir Shah. They've kept it pretty tight, the 2 openers, Langvelt and Shah, the star bowlers for Team Langvelt.
So we come down to the last over, and this has just been a fantastic game to set 192 and then to come down to the last over. You've got Neil McKenzie, Test match cricket player, owner of a double century. And you'd think in his entire career he probably has never faced so much pressure as he has today. This has got to be right up there as a career highlight, and we'll see how he does.
Absolutely, this is an important over for Neil McKenzie's career.
We don't like to bring up South Africa's record in international competitions, but that's got to be in the back of Neil's mind.
Absolutely, well, he's lucky to have a non-South African down the other end. I think if this was Wayne Grieve and McKenzie out there, it'd be all
no
over.
Chance, absolutely. Oh, he's had a big hit.
Had that, but that should go straight to long off.
Good
Gets
fielding.
down well. Langeveld in the deep, the international player. Neil McKenzie on strike now. What's he going to do? He could finish this in 1 hit here. 5 runs required off 4 balls. Kashif Hussain bowling. He's taken a bit of tap, 31 runs, hit off just his 16 balls so far. So what's he got here? Oh, McKenzie with a clever ramp shot there. They're going to come back for 2.
That's going to mean 3 runs off 3 balls. Still, the fielder's still pushed quite far out. There's been no thoughts of bringing them in yet, so we'll see if that changes. You get the feeling that Neil's going to go for it. Like
Bales seem to have fallen off, but no one seems to have noticed this. The keeper's now noticed
Neil
it.
McKenzie, he's thinking one ball. Oh no, the umpire's going to come in and fix it. What a fantastic game this is for a match like this to come down to the last over. The crowd are watching. It's a lot of pressure on both batter and bowler, and we'll have to see what happens here. But this has been a fantastic game.
It has been a fantastic game, and all for a great cause, raising funds for the Gary Kirsten Foundation. Please visit lastmanstands.com/donate to help out. McKenzie, another little ramp shot there. Makes it 2 runs required off 2 balls now. So,
well, I'm thinking to myself, McKenzie, what have you done? You should have really just gone for it. He's gone for the sort of cutesy trick shot, and I think it's put a lot of pressure on the batter at the other end, Usman Hussain. So it's Hussain versus Hussain.
So both teammates, these two. So they're going to be talking about this for a long while.
2
that's
off
for
2
sure.
balls here, and the fielders have come in now. The pressure is right, and will he go for it? Have a look at this.
Hussain Senior comes into bowl, 2 off 2.
Here we go.
Just mid wicket, and this is the grandstand finish that we're all after. So 1 run required off the last ball with Neil McKenzie, former South African opening batsman, on strike.
I'm not saying I predicted it, but I predicted it. The last ball, 1 run needed. Let's have a look at this. The fielders have all come in close.
So if we're looking at the field now, Phil, they've got an orthodox mid-wicket in there, mid-on, mid-off. a short cover, and then 2 men behind square on both the leg side and
he's
offside.
looking like he's got to go for it, surely. Here we go. Neil McKenzie, international
I'm thinking a 6 to finish the game here. Kashif Hussain versus Neil McKenzie.
Do we dare say super over?
Absolutely. Well, that'll be interesting to see what happens there, I think.
There are mind games galore at the moment. Just trying to drag this out. Probably reminding Neil McKenzie of South Africa's record in these situations. Shades of Alan Donald probably flashing through his mind right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know South Africans love a choke, so here we go.
Can Neil McKenzie redeem South Africa in this last man stands charity match? Here we go.
Last ball, 1 run required. He's gone for it, and they just scurry through there.
A huge
It's on the
appeal.
offside. Leg by given.
What a fantastic.
They're wanting a review. What a fantastic game there, helping raise funds for the Gary Kirsten Foundation. This charity game from the Last Man Stands 2017 World Championships. Smiles all around. Shoal Langvelt there and Neil McKenzie, 2 great supporters of the charity and for Last Man Stands in general. Some true legends of the game in there as well. Fantastic game there, Phil.
Oh, that was amazing. That had it all. You've had the incredible performances by both the international players, both blasting 50 runs. You had some of the all-time legends of Last Man Stands, Wayne Grieve, Clint De Bruyne. You got the world number 2 bowler, Sahir Sher, bowling out of his skin. It all had it all, and it all came down to the last ball. What more could you ask for in a match like this?
Absolutely. Everyone will be happy with that, and they'll be wandering back to the pavilion just to enjoy a couple of post-game drinks in the bar. And this is what Last Man Stands cricket's all about, just the social nature of it, supporting a great cause. All these guys loving being involved in the game, loving being here in South Africa for the World Championships with teams and players from around the world, really offering amateur cricketers a chance that they'd never have otherwise. So great spirit, excellent batting there from Neil McKenzie and Shoal Langvelt, the 2 international stars, really showing their worth.
It shows that class just definitely just stays. Doesn't matter what age you are, you've still got the class, and they can be in their early 40s and they still have all the skills there.
Absolutely. So Last Man Stands cricket live here from South Africa. The sun just setting over Table Mountain now. Beautiful conditions here. One of the most spectacular spots in the world. And if we just have a look at that scorecard here, Phil, you can see at the start there was an early wicket there by Sahir Shah, the world's number 2 ranked bowler. Wayne Grieve overcame a difficult start, recovered very well and played some excellent shots in 50 off 35. That really helped to anchor the innings. In the end, a very important innings. Neil McKenzie, the captain, quick fire 55 off 23. Atik Bhatti, we saw some wonderful shots from him.
That was
all
a
around.
Classic Last Man Stands innings. Just no risk taken whatsoever. Just class. He played for the gaps. When there was a bad ball, he hit it to the boundary. It was as good as Neil McKenzie's innings for me.
And then Clint De Bruyne with a quick little cameo there.
Yeah, I think his 6 and his 4 off former Test match bowler Charles Langvelt. That was a key. I think that was a turning point in the match, and it all came down to the last ball. So pretty impressive stuff there.
And then a bit of late support from the end of the batting. 2 top bowlers at the end, opening up. Sahir Shah, the world's number 2 ranked bowler. 4 overs, 1 for 29. Shoal Langvelt, the former South African fast bowler, 4 overs, 1 for 30. Menzies, 3 overs, none for 29 to bounce back from his golden duck in the first innings. And then Kashif Hussain, 4 overs, none for 36, who ended up bowling the last over. Bit of tap for Mohammed Wasim, 2 overs, none for 29, but a fantastic game all round and great sport for a great charity. Brilliant game here, 193, always difficult target to chase on turf. And
to do it on the last ball, you couldn't have asked for much more.
Absolutely. Brilliant game there. Thanks for joining us. Phil, thanks for helping out with the commentary.
That was my pleasure. I really enjoyed that.
And just a last shout out, please visit lastmanstands.com/donate to help support this great charity effort. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to having you again during the rest of the tournament.